Hello my beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that I've been given the pleasure to welcome you on my channel, I'm Vanessa Samina and welcome to the fam. So you guys, today's reading is all about what's next in love for you. So I have prepared 4 groups for you to choose from. So I would like you to pick one of these 4 groups intuitively. So just go with whatever group resonates the most with you. So regarding the groups, we have the diamond, we have the copper, we have the blue calcite, as well as the peridot. Feel free to pause the video right here to meditate on the cards if you feel like that will help you to choose the right group for you. And also if you feel drawn to 2 readings, feel free to tune into 2 readings because your personal reading may be a mixture between 2. You guys, the heat is nuts here in Switzerland. It never used to get this hot when I was younger. Global warming is actually happening. Sitting under these lights just amplifies it tenfold. So if you guys have been wondering why I have not lit any of my candles in a long time, it's just too hot, girl. I know this might seem TMI, but like I'm sweaty as hell anytime I film. So yeah guys, as usual, the timestamps are down below in the description box, so feel free to open that up and fast forward to your reading. And don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you are indeed completely new to my channel, make sure that you tune into one of these readings before you subscribe, just to make sure that this is the right vibe for you, because I'm not going to push myself onto your subscription feed. I want each and every one of you to enjoy my content and find value in it. So yeah, that is it for the intro. I'm going to get straight into the readings, starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the diamond. Hello group number 1 and welcome to your reading. So you chose the diamond. So first and foremost, group number 1, a little something about why this mineral may have resonated with you, apart from the fact that, I mean, who doesn't need diamonds in their life? Who does not love diamonds? Just kidding guys. So the diamond is for anybody who needs to shine their brightest. As you know, the diamond can reflect light in the most beautiful way, especially those that are super clear in color, super nice in their cut, super free of any sort of imperfections. You guys know that those not only reflect light really beautifully, but they're also so rare and so expensive. So the stone is really for anybody who needs to truly value their light, value who they are, and you know, not feel so much like a little pebble, but more like a diamond. So let's move further into your reading to figure out what's next in your love life. Okay, so group number 1, in your reading, we have Saint Germain, we have not the right time, we have in the near future, wait, the 7 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords, the Magician, as well as Krishna. So group number 1, I want to get straight into your reading about what's next in your love life. So I definitely see growth. I definitely see, you know, something growing in the earthly realms that is going to have to do with your love life. So in the 7 of Pentacles, I definitely see growth for, you know, maybe more time, maybe you sort of, you know, growing on your journey to feeling comfortable and healthy in your body. So sort of like your health improving, and that is in turn going to make you more confident in your love life, and that is something that is going to allow you to be more lovable, because if you don't feel comfortable in your own skin, it's a lot harder to get into a relationship with somebody or get close to somebody. So I definitely see that apart from growth in the earthly realms, in Saint Germain, I see, you know, karma releasing. I see you sort of moving beyond drama, creating your own path and making room for good energy. So I feel like maybe you're going to notice that there is a specific area of your life that is maybe a little too drama filled than you would like it to be. So that could be a relationship, it could be a platonic relationship, it could also be somebody that was a love interest but you're now kind of noticing is just too much drama. So you know, that is something that needs to come to an end. So I definitely see that karma is, you know, releasing past life karma, and you just sort of clearing out things for newer, better energy, if you will. So I definitely see that right now is not the completely right time for a soulmate, a twin flame, etc. I definitely see that there is a little bit of a wait still ahead for you, but nevertheless, you know, things are going to change in the near future. I see that in the near future, the reason why you may have chosen the diamond is because you're, you know, still going through this transformation of thinking a bit too much like a ordinary pebble of yourself, to slowly morphing your thoughts to really appreciating you as a diamond and as a really, really rare, beautiful, sparkly gem. So I see that until that transformation is done, you have to wait a little bit, and it may not be the right time for a committed relationship, a marriage, an engagement, etc. But I definitely see that, you know, in the near future, things will change, and in the near future, you will have time for that sort of devotion, and it will be truly healthy, because you first need to morph into that diamond, if you know what I mean. So the pressure is on, you know, diamonds are made with a lot of pressure. So definitely don't succumb to that pressure. Definitely allow, you know, things to continue growing, allow things to continue to thrive, and know that in Krishna, I can see that what will truly help you is to trust your spiritual guidance. So know that your commitment will be recognized by the universe as well as by the person who is perfect for you, and know that you will be loved unconditionally. So in Krishna, you know, I see unconditional love. I see love that is almost comparable to that of a mother. You know, a mother's love is unconditional, and sometimes they say a father's love has a lot more condition. So I definitely see more of a mother's love here. I see more of a situation where you will find somebody who loves all the quirks about you, who loves everything that you hate about yourself, and who's going to be able to embrace that as soon as you're ready, and as soon as you know, your value is truly where it's supposed to be. In the Six of Swords, I can definitely see leaving something behind. So apart from the fact that we're leaving behind sort of like the pebble mindset, if you will, you may be leaving behind a situation that you thought may have ended in a romantic one. So I definitely see that right now, you know, there may be more drama than good that may come out of a relationship that isn't serious. I definitely see that it may just basically be a distraction. So leaving that behind and communicating what it is that you want, even if that means, you know, losing a certain friendship or a person, that is something that I see for you next in love, as well as, you know, in the Magician, a time of creation, a time of self-creation. So it's definitely clear that everything within you is going to be aligning very soon. So definitely you emotionally, you in the earthly realms, intellectually, as well as your creativity and passions, etc. I see that, you know, taking a little bit of all of that and putting it into one sort of manifestation is what will truly allow you to basically manifest the love that you want into reality. So know that love is always about balance, is always about a little bit of everything. So you may like a little bit more of a certain trait than other people, but at the end of the day, you know, the perfect relationship, perfect person for you has a little bit of everything, and they're like perfectly imperfect. So they will have parts of them that annoy you. They will have parts of them that you really love. But either way, learning to love every single part of yourself right now will allow you to be more forgiving and more loving with a potential partner in the future. So group number one, I definitely want you to focus on self-growth. I want you to focus on releasing any sort of energy that doesn't serve you, because you have to make room for this good energy that is just waiting in line behind anything that still needs to be cleared out. So I definitely see a little bit of clearing out of old stuff needing to be done. I definitely see that in love, while you may already be ready, I definitely see that it would be more beneficial for you to take on this diamond mindset, to take on this mindset of your value being extremely high and you being extremely worthy, in order to move on to a very healthy relationship, and in order to ensure that you don't have so much friction with your partner because you're very much secure in yourself. So group number one, that is the reading that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it insightful, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello group number two, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the copper. So group number two, first and foremost, I would like to speak to you about why you may have chosen the copper. So the copper stands for renewal of energy, for anybody who needs to renew their energy. So in correlation with what is next in love for you, I definitely see renewed romantic energy. I definitely see renewed love, but let's move further into your reading to figure out what exactly is going on. Okay, so group number two, we have sureness, we have you're ready, we have within the next few weeks, we have forgiveness, the copper, as already mentioned, then we have strength, the tower, the Eight of Pentacles, as well as Gaia. So group number two, let's move straight into your reading. So I definitely see in sureness that, you know, expressing your driving passion is basically the next step in love for you. I definitely see sensual and sexual powers being increased. So I feel like maybe you may be a little bit more impulsive when it comes to love. You may be a little bit more outgoing, especially, you know, when it comes to sexual and sensual things. You may be a lot more brave than you usually are. So your zodiac sign may be on fire right now. Either way, you know, this life force, this driving like life passion, I definitely see that that is something that is going to ignite your love life. It's something that is going to make you really attractive to other people, and it's something that, you know, other people will think like, wow, it's almost an air of mystery, even though it's very aggressive power, if you know what I mean. So I definitely see that you're ready. You know, renewed romantic energy is something that we spoke about in the copper. So I feel like you're truly ready to love again. You're truly ready to receive love. I mean, we all have things that we need to work on constantly, but that doesn't mean that you have to stay alone for the rest of your life until you've finished working on all of your issues. We all have issues. We all have things that we're going through personally, but that doesn't mean that it needs to hinder you from love. So I definitely see that you have to forgive yourself. I definitely see forgiveness as something that is essential. Forgive yourself for holding yourself back, or maybe self-sabotaging relationships that could have been really good, or giving relationships a chance that you knew from the start just didn't vibe with you, where your gut feeling was just off, but you know, you still tried it because we all try it, okay? None of us always listen to our gut feeling, because sometimes we like to reason, sometimes we like to go with what our head thinks is right, and our head always wants us to do what it thinks our heart wants, or what it thinks our heart should want, but that is never the same with your intuition, you know what I mean? So within the next few weeks, I see that that will be a realization that you're going to be going through, and it is going to channel a lot of strength in you. It's going to channel this idea for you that, you know, strength is something that comes through realization. Strength is something that comes through you sort of being honest with yourself and admitting to yourself that maybe you have been self-sabotaging some relationships, or maybe you've been giving some people chances that you knew it just wasn't right. And it's not because they don't deserve a chance, it's just because they should not have a chance with you, because things already feel off. Don't be hard on yourself because you don't want to give somebody a chance. Don't beat yourself down because you don't want to give every person who walks down the street, you know, the chance of love and the chance of being close to you. We're not meant to be close with everybody. You have to have that like instinctive attraction, that instant attraction, in order to want to, you know, look into it further. So allow that to happen, and allow any sort of belief that, you know, you owe it to people to give them the time of the day. Allow that to burn down. You know, there is the Tower in your reading, and I definitely see that you have to allow that to sort of crumble away, because that is not built on a feasible foundation. I want you to know that it's most important to follow your gut feeling, whether, you know, the person is what you would usually go for or not. I want you to follow your gut feeling, and, you know, that is for the case of this person being somebody you would never go for, but then you still give them a chance because your gut feeling tells you to. And then at the same time, when the perfect candidate, or what seems to be the perfect candidate, arises in your life, but it just doesn't feel right, avoid, you know, go the other way. Say like, you know, this is just not 100% vibing on my level, so I think it's best for me to move on. So in the Eight of Pentacles, I see that what's next in love for you is definitely you putting a lot of love into your craft. So love does not always need to mean with another person. Love can also have to do with what you're passionate about and what you do for a living. So I want you to truly put in the work into that. I want you truly to focus on the details, and to not let any sort of relationships, anything sensual or sexual especially, to sort of mess with your focus, okay? That is not cute. We don't want any of that going on. You have to focus on your money. You have to focus on your time. You have to now really use this time in your life to build yourself. And anybody who is not here to stay and build with you, anybody who is not here to encourage you, they're not worth it, because you want somebody who you can build a future with and who encourages you to truly excel at your work, to truly excel in your career. So anybody who is not supportive, see that as a sign, see that as what we have in the Tower. Let it sort of crumble and walk away from it, because it's most likely not a kind of relationship that would have the right foundation to keep this Tower going. So in Gaia, I see that earth connection, that is something that is essential for you in love. So be mindful of the planet and, you know, stay grounded. So I see that you attracting somebody in love that is right for you has a lot to do with grounded energy. Maybe you might even meet them at an event that has to do with taking care of the planet, of being sustainable, of truly, you know, thinking of the consequences that our behavior and our actions as human beings have. So I definitely see that in your love life, that is something that is going to be essential. I definitely see that the person that is meant to be with you, your twin flame, is very much into environmental causes and is very interested in it. So make sure that if that is a field where you could learn a lot more, that you really look into it, as I see that that is something that you may really thrive into, that you may be really good at as well. As I see in the Eight of Pentacles, you know, there is growth happening, there is learning happening. So know that that is a great area for you to learn. That is a great area for you to connect with people, especially people who may potentially be love interests. So group number 2, that is the reading that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you found it insightful, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the blue calcite. So group number 3, you may have chosen the stone just because it's gorgeous, or you may have chosen it for its deeper meaning. So the blue calcite is for anybody who may be up at 3 a.m. staring at their ceiling, thinking of what to do next. Anybody who worries and anybody who has a hard time with their dreams, maybe because your dreams are really big and you feel like they're unattainable, or maybe because you have a hard time thinking out of the box with your dreams. Maybe you have a hard time actually even getting to the point of dreaming big. But group number 3, let's move further into your reading about what's next in your love life. Okay, so group number 3, we have the white eagle. We have within the next few months, we have a listen to your intuition. We have yes. We have the blue calcite, as already mentioned. Then we have the 9 of Swords, the Page of Wands, the 5 of Swords, as well as Mother Mary. So group number 3, I want to get straight into your reading about what's next in your love life. So in the white eagle, I see that what's next in your love life has everything to do with your upbringing. It has everything to do with you moving past any difficulties that you've had. So if growing up you had difficulties, you know, coming into your own, or you had a really hectic family life, maybe your parents went through a divorce, or you had a hard time because, you know, finances were tight, etc. Those are all, you know, things that can ingrain in our minds. So for instance, you may find it hard to believe that marriage is something that makes sense or can last forever, or you might find it hard to believe that you will ever be able to reach financial abundance. So obviously those are just beliefs that have cultivated because of your upbringing, because of what has happened in your family life as a child, and that is something that can follow you for a very, very long time. So I want you to keep in mind that what is next in your love has everything to do with you sort of letting go of family patterns, not believing that that has to be your destiny, and you realizing that you write your own destiny. And you don't only write your own destiny in, you know, other areas of life, such as your work, such as your happiness. You write your destiny when it comes to love as well. So if you want somebody who you have felt is out of your reach prior to today, I definitely see that you will slowly start to let go of any sort of made up beliefs, because that's really what they are. They're just made up. They are not factual. You don't have to, you know, have a certain outcome happen in your life that you don't want, as long as you steer against it. So know that you are basically behind the wheel. You're the person in charge. So I definitely see that listening to your intuition is what's next for you in love, listening to whether, you know, it feels right or wrong. So I want you to know that listening to your intuition is always better than trying to reason, because somebody can be an amazing candidate, say on Tinder or on a dating app, and then you actually get to know them and you're like, not really what I thought it would be, not really the connection that I wanted to establish. And I want you to listen to that gut feeling and that intuition, because written words or even said words, they can be lies, you know. It does not have to be real. It can be an illusion. It could even be you trying to talk yourself into making somebody more attractive just for, you know, a reason that you feel is valid. So know that your intuition is what matters, and know that any sort of long-term love is always based on this feeling that is just intuitive and that you will just know is right. So I definitely see that, you know, in the Mother Mary love and peace, like, let go of the need to basically steer your love in a certain direction. Let go of the need to basically control. And what is also possible now is, you know, mother healing. So one thing that may be very important for you to move on in love, or that may have been blocking you, is the fact that, you know, mother healing is something that hasn't 100% been done yet. So this is something that not a lot of people talk about, but all of us grow up with imperfect parents, and no matter how much your parents love you, you know, they're also just humans. They were also just like you and I a few years ago, and, you know, they had their struggles, they had things that weren't perfect, and it's only natural that growing up, you know, they may have sort of rubbed that off on us, as we had, you know, in the fact that ancestral patterns, things in your family life are going to be released that weren't so positive. So know that mother healing is something that is essential, especially if you have a strained relationship with your mother, or you feel like you always have to fight for the same, or you feel like you always have to fight for the same respect that you give to your mother, or you feel like, you know, your mother is maybe narcissistic, maybe very self-centered, and that can be a very painful realization. That can be something really, really tough to go through. But mother healing is something that will allow you to love more unconditionally moving forward in your love life. So definitely engage in mother healing. Definitely have discussions with your mother, have internal conversations with yourself in order to overcome any sort of hurt that has happened in the past. So in the Five of Swords, I definitely see a situation where, you know, you just need to let feelings be feelings. So what I see next in love for you in the Five of Swords is coming clean and being honest. So if you go on a date, or if you basically, you know, just hang out with somebody and you can feel like, you know, it's just not going the right way, be honest with yourself, as we already talked about. Listen to your intuition, and don't let picture perfect fool you from what is really meant to be. Then in the Nine of Swords, I see some sort of, you know, situation in your head that is stressing you out, a situation that has not yet fabricated into reality, but yet, you know, you're still worrying about it, yet you still feel like it's sort of killing you. So it could be nightmares, it could be just stress, it could be you just staying up till 3 a.m. as already mentioned in the blue calcite, and, you know, being unsure of what to do next. So if you feel stressed out in love, you know, because this is about your love, know that stress is just in your head. Know that the stress has not yet fabricated into reality, and it doesn't have to transpire into something real. So if you're worried that you may never find the one, if you're worried that that connection is not out there for you, know that putting out that type of energy is not going to help. Know that putting out that kind of fearful energy is only going to keep a potential partner away from you, as the universe can see that you're too fearful to allow yourself to open up. So let go of any fears. Know that what is next in your love life is, you know, something new, something where you can be, you know, fun, where you can be creative, a relationship that makes you feel creative. So I definitely see that within the next few months, you may cultivate a relationship, a partnership where you feel like that creative spark in you has been channeled and has been, you know, relit in a way. And know that the Page of Wands is adventurous. Know that the Page of Wands stands for you having new creativity and new passion in your life. So group number 3, that is the reading that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it insightful, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Peridot. So group number 4, first and foremost, a few words about why the Peridot and why you may have chosen it. So the Peridot is for anybody who is maybe a little bit afraid of actually being successful when it comes to finding the right partner for you, finding that twin flame. Maybe you live by yourself and you think to yourself, oh my God, I don't know if I can really live with somebody else. I don't know if I can give up my freedom, my personal space, etc. You know, obviously that is just an example, but I'm just letting you know, what kind of fears may come up when you think of, you know, the perfect love life, so to say, that is all of a sudden turning a perfect image into a very imperfect image. So group number 4, I definitely feel like you need to chill when it comes to those thoughts, and you just need to know that everything will work out for the better. But let's move further into your reading to figure out what's coming for you in love. Okay, so group number 4, we have the Shekinah, we have choose a new direction, we have no need to worry, we have the Peridot, as already mentioned, we have the 8 of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Emperor, as well as the Holy Spirit. So group number 4, let's get straight into your reading about what's next in love. So I definitely see in the Shekinah, in your sacred self, that you will learn to express your gifts, and I definitely see that just going with your own flow, going with your own rhythm is something that is going to become more and more apparent in your love life. So I definitely feel like, you know, maybe you're in a situation where people may be pressuring you, people may be asking like, so are you seeing anyone? When are you getting engaged? Like, when are you going to have kids? When are you getting married? Those are like questions that can often make one feel uncomfortable and make one feel inadequate, or like you're not moving at the pace that you should be moving. But I definitely see that what's next in love for you is really this acceptance of you having your own pace, and you rather having, you know, a good love life that goes at the pace that you're comfortable with than rushing into something that was never truly meant to be. So group number 4, I definitely see that you're going to be choosing a new direction. I definitely see that you will realize that there is no need to worry, okay? There's no need to worry about how people feel that you should be moving, how people feel like your love life should be. I definitely see that that is a big no-no for you, and that is why no showed up in your reading. You know, just the fact that you will not allow anybody to pressure you anymore. You will not allow pressure to be on your love life, because you know what it's like to feel pressured. You know what it's like to not be 100%, you know, happy and not be 100% fulfilled, not because you desperately need somebody, but just because you wish the situation were different. So in choosing your direction, I definitely see that what's next for you in love is a completely new approach. It's completely sort of like effortless approach where you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm not even gonna go out looking for anything. If love hits me in the head like a baseball, then that's great. And if not, then you're just going to let things develop at their own pace. So group number 4, I definitely see in the 8 of Cups that there may have been a situation where you had to move on, or maybe there's a situation that you're still emotionally attached to that needs to be detached before you can move on in love, before new things can sort of manifest. So if there is a relationship in your life, or you've been in a relationship, so this doesn't have to be like a relationship as in you were together, it could also just be seeing each other, texting each other, and you know, they ghosted you or you ghosted them, it just didn't work out for whatever reason, and there is still a little bit of an emotional burden. And like I said, this could have been like a 5-year-long relationship. This could be you writing them for 5 days and feeling a strong connection, but it didn't work out, and now emotionally there's still a little bit of residue of hurt, if you know what I mean. So I want you to know that any situation that didn't work out, there's a reason why it didn't work out in the past, and I want you to know that you can take that with you on your journey to your next love, to your next romantic venture, because those are lessons that are valuable, and those are lessons that you can only learn from experiencing them yourself. Heartache is not something that anybody teaches you to deal with. You just need to deal with it at some point by yourself. So know that in the Knight of Swords, you know, I see very like strong energy. I see energy that has like this force, this drive to move forward and to be unafraid. So I see that what's next in love for you is definitely, you know, unafraid, very sort of masculine energy that is moving forward. So obviously if you're a man, then that masculine energy is going to just be amplified. If you identify as a woman, if you identify as whoever you would like to identify as, I definitely see phallic energy, if you know what I mean. So in the Emperor, we have more of that phallic energy, as already mentioned, and I see moving forward being this person who knows what they want and does not let other people influence their love life. Especially, I see that that may be the new path that you choose moving forward, and it would definitely be the more beneficial path for you, as I can see in the Holy Spirit that will allow you to receive miracles, that will allow you to naturally attract love, naturally attract your soulmate, the person that you're meant to be with, your twin flame. So definitely see that letting go of any sort of these pressures that you may have from family, that you may have from society, is something that is totally going to open up a new world for you. You know, just going out there into the dating world without any expectations. I see that what that will bring forward for you next in love is a lot of success, is a great chance at finding your soulmate, your twin flame, a lot quicker than you ever expected, and just overall a more calm and more confident you. So group number 4, that is the reading that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and found it insightful, and I will see you in my next reading.